Bradford Tidwell.
Have you ever thought of writing your own piece of music? It can be a difficult task. Our very own Cal Poly Pomona student Bradford Tidwell has accomplished this feat. He performed November 7th in the library with a jazz band, and the event would also feature the debut of his song, I Will Protect You. The Poly Post had the opportunity to speak with Tidwell one-on-one and discuss his compelling story.
I came to Cal Poly intending on double majoring and getting into the engineering field, but music was my calling, as we can see.
Colleagues and friends have nothing but good things to say about Tidwell.
I've been playing with Bradford for about 5, 6 years. So it's always a pleasure to actually get to play any of his charts and stuff like that. I actually saw him, watching him write the song for the past few months. And it's always like a development process. So I get to see from the beginning to the end. It's really kind of cool to be a part of it. Yeah, he's my friend. I mean, we've been hanging out for a long time. He's in my jazz combo that we have outside of school as well. He's a great player. He's grown a lot since when he first came to school here.
Bradford Tidwell, first of all, is a good guy. A good guy. He's a good, kind heart and a great musician. And I think those two usually need to go together. We know I've worked with musicians who maybe not as nice of a guy, but sometimes amazing musicians, but Bradford seems to have both parts together.
Why do you think it's important for students to maybe go out and write their own song?
I think it's important because the expression, it's important for self-expression for students or just people in general to put out their own music, because you give the listeners a way to peek into your soul, and so I think it's, whether you think it's good or maybe not ready for the public, it does give the listening public a chance to kind of peer into who you are.
It's hard. It's easy to write your own song. It's hard to write good songs. So I think he's writing good songs.
As many college students may face trials and tribulations in and outside of class, Tidwell has had his fair share of struggles, and commuting to school was one of them.
Probably more difficult for him to come to Cal Poly than most people. I mean, his first year, he took a bus from Inglewood every day and went home every night. It's like 5 hours of bus rides. That's pretty compelling. Practicing on the bus, and he made great progress. I mean, who knew? I met him that first year, but I didn't know until the spring quarter that this is what he was dealing with on a regular basis. Well, it shows that he had drive, extraordinary drive and commitment.
Living in Inglewood, living in LA, it's tough. It was tough because I didn't have a car, and so it was a bus commute, and it was every day sometimes. 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. One way or both ways? Or?
One way.
One way. So
Yeah.
it would take you basically almost 5 hours every day to get to school. Wow.
That's character building right there, You learn how to persevere. You just kind of grow into your situation. The jazz band is my favorite ensemble, but they're two different dynamics of music. I like the soul ensemble. They're probably my favorite, those two, because it's a lot of energy. And I love playing with the group. I get to play with a group and the guitar ensemble too.
Here is a clip from Bradford Tidwell's performance of his song, I Will Protect You, at the Cal Poly Pomona Library on November 7th.
But we're going to feature Isaac Bradford Tidwell. Anything you want to say about this tune?
I'll say I wrote it during a class here, but I won't say.
He wrote it during a class. What class was that?
If they're here, they might not like this.
Was it a GE class? Oh, it was a GE class. Not a music class.
was the first time I premiered a song that I wrote in class. In the midst of the topics discussed in class, we went over the Bill of Rights and certain amendments and such, and there were some clauses that were brought up that didn't protect a certain mass of people during a certain period of time, and I felt it was sort of like my civil duty as a musician to write something that'll represent a people, underrepresented people. I wrote it for combo. It was intended for multiple players on the melody. I had two saxophonists that were from the jazz band, the big band. It was Andres Mesa and John Alser on tenor. Andres was on alto. How long have we been practicing? About a day.
Did you practice the day before?
I think it was like the week before, and then the day of, I don't think we even got to practice that day. We went over it, like took notes.
It was actually came together rather fast. It was like, I guess it's kind of like in the real world. Often players in this style of music, they just get the charts sent to them a couple days in advance, and then they come together maybe sometimes even like an hour before an actual show. We rehearsed for like 2 hours that week before the event. But it was actually kind of a short notice. But yeah, we came together and we just played the tune, Bradford's tune.
What did you think about the song?
It was pretty tough. Considering he wrote it, I was pretty surprised that it was pretty ambitious. It actually gave us some trouble in rehearsal. It was pretty tough.
It's a different kind of chord structure. It's a different kind of like, I don't know. You never really hear that kind of song anywhere else. It's specific to jazz and a certain kind of jazz. You'll feel like a piece, like inner peace, or like just like a feeling of ambiance, like it's nice and peaceful. It's, I don't know how to explain it. You just get in this mindset, this mood, where it's just like chill, peace kind of feel. That makes sense?
He's been in the jazz band for 4 years. The entire time he's been at Cal Poly.
And how has he progressed musically?
Amazingly. I mean, he's a very talented individual. He was talented coming in, he's worked hard, and he's really coming into his own now.
And about his song, what do you think about his song?
I love his song. I think it's the best work he's done, and I hope to hear another performance of it soon on our jazz band concert next week.
Where do you see Bradford going after?
Definitely professionally. He's on his way. He's already gigging with several good musicians. He has his own band named the Ultrasound, and yeah, I think he's on it. He's not a performance major for nothing. He's on his way.
I think he ought to be a professional jazz musician that everybody's heard of. It's a hard road to hoe, as they say, but I think he's got the talent. He just has to put the time and energy in and not be railroaded by people who are haters, and just be positive and keep doing what he's doing. I think over time he'll reach that goal.
I really think that he's on his way to be something very special in the music industry.
Where do you think he will go? What do you think
I think he can go anywhere he wants to go. I mean, the sky's the limit for him. You know, you run across some musicians, some kids who are like, okay, you know, you're going to be a great consumer, but he's going to be not going to just be a great consumer. He's going to be part of the business. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. I think the sky's the limit for him, honestly.
Ultrasound. That is my main group. And we're a quintet with alto sax. And
How did you get involved with that?
that was actually a project started by the piano player. He wrote a full-length album of tunes, and we all played it. We actually recorded here about 3 years ago, at the end of 2010, early 2011. And that's been kind of keeping us consistent with gigging and having some repertoire to play. Go to SoundCloud and type in Ultrasound. The sound is spelled with a 5, and that's to represent the 5 guys in the group. And you can listen to some of our tracks on SoundCloud.
Can we purchase any of the tracks?
You can. Actually, you can purchase the first recording. We have a second recording that's in the mastering process, but it hasn't been released. The first recording is under Brandon Cordoba's name. He's our pianist, and it's called Vivid. One of our highlights was at the Catalina Bar and Grill in Hollywood. We've had a few venues. We've actually recently played at the Blue Whale, and that's in downtown LA. We played for T.C. Carson, and he was the actor on Living Single. And he's pursuing his vocal career right now. Very thankful. My honors to God, and so and I thank my mom.
He auditions for like really cool bands. He's playing all over LA right now, so I'm really proud of him.
Very good musician, good musicianship. Seems to care a lot about the music, and it shows. And I'm very proud of him and very happy to be working with him.
I would like to write for film, and those are some of my long-term goals. And looking forward to going to grad school.
Where do you want to go to grad school?
USC, Cal Arts, maybe CSU Northridge, NYU, Juilliard, all those kind of schools.
Tidwell has a bright future ahead of him and is looking forward to attaining a career in the music industry, and ultimately hopes to compose scores for films. Tidwell will perform again in the recital hall December 4th. Reporting for the Poly Post, this is Andrea Jimenez.